Hey everybody, this is Erica from the Classy Climb blog. I am disappointed, angry, but yet happy, all in one. The Million Man March happened this weekend, and according to all accounts, it was over 1 million people. The National Park Service started saying 400,000, but then over 20 other companies, private companies, said no, it's like 800,000 people out here. From the photos alone, we saw the truth. Okay, because in the moment you realize this little cell phone here in your hand, this little cell phone is your power. It is your media. Why do you think so many cops around the nation are being charged with murder, charged with assault, charged with deadly force, all these things because of that powerful little phone in your hand? I've made countless videos and several programs about how the power of your cell phone is real. Okay, now we saw a blackout, a complete media blackout, and the blurb they made on Monday saying, well, it's 400,000 people, yada yada. Even Glenn Beck, who's put on marches on Washington and had his numbers adjusted, he said, look at these pictures. I had 400,000 people there. This is 1 million people. When Glenn Beck actually takes the moment to recognize what the media has missed, wow, that's scary. Okay. But one of the things I feel like people completely overmissed was Farrakhan's statements on taking personal responsibility. People hate that word. It is a Democrat no-no word. It is a liberal no-no word. Personal responsibility is far in the impact of owning your own stores, owning your own businesses, owning farmland, because once you control food and land, wow, there is power in that. And there's so many programs right now that they're bending over backwards trying to create for African Americans, Latinos, and American Indians in the farming system to rectify all the years of being denied loans, being turned down. Even in the 1980s and 1990s, people were still being turned down for justifiable farm loans. So if you live in rural areas, there's no excuse. You can get $1 million for less than 1%. There's so many opportunities with farming and owning your own local grocery stores or your own farmers markets, or providing jobs for you and your family. There are countless opportunities if you're willing to take that step that Farrakhan and many others got on stage and talked about: owning land, owning a business, owning farmland. There's a $1 trillion economy with African American community. It's only 45 million people, but it's $1 trillion every single year. And what happens? That money goes to Asians, it goes to Indians, it goes to everybody but the African American community. So if you care about how people treat you, how you're treated in the news, look at Asian Americans and everything from 1980s backwards. Okay, just go all the way backwards to internment camps of Japanese Americans in California, to in Arizona, if I'm not mistaken, and several just derogatory things that force these people to just work together in what we call Chinatowns, Koreatowns in Texas, and other locations in other cities. Vietnamese working together in Louisiana. These people knew it was important to buy houses, buy land, and buy small convenience stores in ghetto neighborhoods and make money. Why? Because the people in that neighborhood didn't have access to cars, didn't have access to walk to go further to a regular grocery store, so they would come in your store and buy up their weekly supplies, spending anywhere from $50 to $100 with you. So imagine just 100 people in that community doing that over and over again. You're walking away with over $3,000, $5,000 of income a month from that lower class neighborhood. Think about it. That's why there's so many Asian and Indian Americans who own gas stations, who own convenience stores, who take that money outside of that neighborhood, put it in a middle-class neighborhood for their kid to go to private school or just have a better future. So just imagine if you saw that little corner on the shop in that neighborhood, you're like, I don't really want to be over there, but you could easily set up under $10,000 and cheap rent. You could do it. You could make a living. Don't overlook that opportunity. It requires personal responsibility, though, and you stepping into your neighborhoods or neighborhoods of people that look like you and taking that advantage of that opportunity. Asians do it, Indians do it. Dallas and Houston have these big fights with Korean Americans and Chinese Americans buying up locations and stores in their neighborhoods and having fights about it because they're not treating them well. You can't complain about someone not treating you well if you're giving them your money out of your pocket. So again, the Million Man March, again, they said the revolution would not be televised, and they actually meant it. Sadly, Sadly, you just had 1 million people be peaceful and quiet. But on the other end, you had 1 million people spend probably anywhere from $500 to $1,000. So you just gave almost $1 billion in economy boost to DC and to Washington, where you're angry. So justice or else, that's kind of frustrating. You should be encouraging all these men to go back in their neighborhoods, go in their communities. If they don't do anything but buy book supplies, school supplies, go back home to their families, and I'm going to be careful on that one, and build something in their local neighborhoods. That is the precipice of Justice or Else, or the 20-year anniversary of the Million Man March. I respected it. It was a great turnout. It's being completely overlooked by the media, but when you see Facebook actually have to recognize it as trending, wow. And Facebook did not want to recognize that as trending. It did not. Just like this video, Facebook will be like, go away. Don't bring up the truth of a positive, great image. Again, this is Erica from the Classy Glam blog. How do you get power? How do you get influence? How do you get control? You own land. You own land and you have something to sell. Look, if you've seen any of my videos, seen my other business videos, they're completely loaded with techniques, skills, and hustles for you. I have low-cost programs for you to purchase and buy, $7, $20, very cheap. You can get these things and help yourself and help your family. I've told people countless times of how I lost everything and built it all back. Just pure hustling and then purchasing things overseas in China for like 30 cents and turn around and sell them for $30. It's what they're doing to you in your neighborhood. It's what they're doing for you online. So decide if you're going to be a producer or a consumer. And we have plenty of consumers. So take the lead, take charge of your life, take personal responsibility. I think the Million Man March was a beautiful thing. I'm proud of it. And I'm proud of Farrakhan for, once again, advertising farmland, because I know millionaire farmers in America. You guys have a great day.